Hey game devs, Dan with You Contribute Games, and in this episode of our Health Manager tutorial series, we're taking a look at how to create a health bar in Unity. All right, so in order to set up this visual slider bar, we're going to need to do a couple of things. And the first is understand how a slider bar within Unity works. So what we're actually using is a new UI component that was introduced in Unity 4 that allows us to add a slider bar into the HUD canvas or the display of our game overlay. Now it's the same component that you can use in your menus to adjust values or allow your players to adjust values by clicking and sliding the bar around and adjusting the value. We're using that same component and setting it up in a manner so that we're adjusting that value in the background and the player visually sees that change on screen. So with that, what you're looking at here is our Health Manager demo, and we have a slider bar set up within this. And as you can see, as I just adjust the value of our slider bar, it looks like our player's losing health, right? And that's just because we're simply adjusting that value. So what we're doing within our Health Manager on the back end is every update we call the update health bar function. Within this update health bar function, we are going to set the health bar slider dot max value to the max health within our Health Manager. We're then going to set the health bar slider dot value equal to the current health within our Health Manager. So you can see here this slider we have in the scene hierarchy, we have two values here. We have a max value and we have the actual value that we adjust. So if I adjust the max value over to let's say 150, just like we show in our game, you can see we're currently at 15, but that max value was adjust, right? So let's adjust that max value back to 100. And you can see those changes apply as we move that around. All right. So how does that actually work though? Now that we see the code in the background's fairly straightforward, what do we need to do on the front end within our scene in order to set that up? All right, so let's go ahead and click off of that. And I am just going to, within this UI canvas, I'm going to right click, go to UI, and add a slider. All right, so now we've got this new slider right here, and we're going to set that up in the same way we've used this one, or see how that gets set up. So let's go ahead and make this just a little bigger so that we can see it. And then, as we said, with this knob right here, that's the knob that the player would click and drag around if we wanted to use this as a menu button. We're going to go ahead and select this handle slider bar and delete that. So that's going to take that off, and now you can see that we've got this slider back, and as we adjust, it's that straightforward functionality we just had, right? So we can go into the background and we can adjust the color in the background, and we'll set that to red. Nice little background. For the fill, and this fill color right here, we're going to set that to a nice green. All right. So now, as you can see, if we adjust the value within our slider, we already have that functionality set up, right? So all we need to do now is within our Health Manager, under our managers, our Health Manager, we can take this slider and drag that into our health slider bar, right? And set that into this so that when our Health Manager goes to update that health bar slider dot max value, health bar slider dot value is going to refer to the max value and value on this slider. So that's fairly straightforward, but you're probably thinking, well, I don't want this plain box set up, or I may need mine to go up and down or in a different direction. And you do have that capability as well. So we can go back over here to this slider, and let's say we want it to go up and down, right? So let's go ahead and adjust our rotation by 90. And now our health bar is going up and down. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do something that's going to adjust the shape of this, right? So what we can do is let's go back to our UI canvas and let's add another item. And we want to add an image, right? So just a straightforward image, nothing fancy. Right now it's just a box. And the source image for that, we can go ahead and change that from a straightforward box. Let's make that a knob. So this is just one of the Unity assets. So it gives us a nice little round circle. And we'll make that a little bigger, just cover up some of this area. And then what we want to do is make our slider a child of this image. So now our slider's a child of that image. And let's go ahead and increase the size of this so that it pretty much covers up our image. And then within our image, we're going to add a component, and you can search for this mask component, and we're going to add that mask. So as you can see, anything outside of our image gets masked. So any of the child objects of this image are going to get masked by the shape of the image. Now, granted, this is very basic, very simple, so it looks real pixelated. You can get as fancy as you want to with this in Photoshop and creating your object, right? But then going back to the slider, now you can see that as our value adjusts, it's going to adjust within this shape. All right, well, I'm going to take just a second and put our update health bar function on the screen. For those of you copying along, go ahead and add this in to your health manager you're building on your own. But if you would like all the assets in our health manager demo, including the script, the art, the buttons, the text boxes, all of it, go ahead and click that link right here, and you can go ahead and download your own copy of the health manager demo. Like I said, that's going to have the entire script start to finish. You can go ahead and plug that into your own games and come back and check us out in the next video where we're going to look at updating the text box value of our health. Well, game devs, that wraps up another installment of the Health Manager tutorial series. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Check out youcontributegames.com, but most importantly, let us know what you think. Put a comment down below. Send us an email, ycg@youcontributegames.com. Love to hear from you guys.